Hey guys, Scrublord here, and welcome to another episode of Scrub Souls. In this series, we are taking an SL1 through Dark Souls 3, and we will be going through the Road of Sacrifices here and cleaning up some side stuff, touching on the Farron Swamp, and go ahead and take out the Crystal Sage by the end of this. There really isn't much of interest in this first area other than the area where you fight Mildred. I think it's Mildred. It's Mildred in Dark Souls 1, at any rate. That's really the only part you want. You would like that Brigand set. It's quite nice. It could come in handy at some point. And we'll just go ahead and skip to that. Pick up all your drops. There is a Titanite shard, at least one I know of. There really isn't much point in fighting Mildred. You can't use her weapon anyways at SL1, even with rings, as far as I know. I guess I've never even checked. But you can go ahead and grab the other items. I don't think you can use, I'm sure you can't use the twin daggers. Go ahead and kill the Corvians up this slope and pick up the Titanite shards. That's obviously worth doing. And just sprint through this part. There is an Ember up there if you really want it, but it's just not worth the fight. And there's all those Corvians, and they're so fast and everything. And here you've got your next bonfire, so I just go ahead and touch that up. Make sure you go ahead and talk to Henri and Horace, Henri in particular, because that'll start Cirrus's quest line. And you really want to follow Cirrus' quest line, because the Dragon Slayer axe is usable once you get the rings, if you two-hand it, and it's a very, very powerful weapon against some of the later game bosses. You can sneak up on pretty much every one of these crucifixion guys and pretty much take them out. You're usually left with one hit, so dive out of there. Usually rolling towards them is the best bet. They can be really difficult if you get yourself in a position where they're chasing you around, but if you get the jump on them, they're not too hard. And down in here, we're going to go ahead and go past this Black Knight down here and get the Farron coal, but I don't particularly want to mess with the Black Knight. You can, of course, sneak up on this guy and get yourself a backstab. Or you might just get dead. There are several Titanite shards scattered about this map, and you're going to want to get those, but there are two items out in the swamp, very dangerous to get, that you definitely want to pick up. One of them is here. Not that. I'm sorry, I clicked it too fast. That's the Conjurator set. It's a light set, but it offers quite nice elemental resistances and stuff, and it's not terribly bad physical, so you want to pick that up. And then this is a big one. And that's the Grass Crest Shield, and that's an important one. You're definitely going to want to get that. After you've got those two items, just go ahead and wander around here. Try not to die. It really doesn't matter if you do. I didn't even go back for my souls that I lost to the Black Knight. It just doesn't matter. You don't need the souls anyways. Just wander around, try to pick up as many shards and stuff as you can, and head forward to the next bonfire. To the left of the temple, you'll find this little area that you can drop down and pick up an Estus shard. And from the bonfire, go ahead and sprint across the swamp and make sure you pick up this first drop here. That's the Fallen Knight set. I died once trying to cheese these two guys. I gave them a little too much room on the ladder. I'll go ahead and show you how to do it the right way. I have a feeling this is no big secret, but if you're SL1, it's certainly a good way to approach these guys. So get onto the ladder, and I died last time because I went down a little ways and gave them a chance to get on the ladder, but they'll just jump right over your head if you stand at the top of the ladder. Go down into the swamp and pick up the Estus shard and the Titanite shard that are just pretty much straight ahead and to the left. But that's all I'm going to do down here. I'm just going to go head back to the Firelink at this point. So back at the Firelink, I upgraded my crossbow to +2. Went ahead and got a whopping 9 Estus flasks, as you can see, and killed this dragon for the large Titanite shard. Then I killed the Mimic to get the deep battle axe, and he prove far less challenging now that I had an upgraded weapon. Come on, give me your prize. There we go. And then I went back to the Undead Settlement to get the Flame Stoneplate ring. When did this guy get aggroed? He never aggroed before. Is that because I didn't kill Hodrick? I'm not sure. At any rate, the reason I waited so long to do this is I wanted lots of Estus flasks, because I'm going to have to go through a rather large area here, and I just didn't want to run out and die and have to do it all over again. And I didn't really need the ring anyways, although I will want it eventually. And here we've got it. Alright, so I think we're closing up this episode. I don't actually use any sorceries at SL1. I only use one pyromancy for the entire run, but you can go ahead and talk to this guy. Just make sure you get him one of his tomes if you want him to stick around. For the Crystal Sage, I went ahead and put on the Cleric's Garb, which you find near where you found the Mortician's Ashes in the graveyard back in Undead Settlement. It's pretty high magic resistance. I intended to go in here and be all pro and kill him with knives, which you can see I have equipped, but I never even bothered to take him out. I just went ahead and attacked them the old-fashioned way, I guess. They really aren't that difficult. It can be frustrating at SL1 though, because when they start, multiple sages are shooting magic at you, you really can't take a lot of hits. But I got him my second try, so that's pretty respectable. I wouldn't worry too much about the fight. I'm not sure how, but when I see some of the crows do this fight, they seem to know where the purple one is going to go. And maybe it looks like I do too. I really don't. I just get lucky once in a while. That is really frustrating right there. I was convinced, that was a sign I was going to die. That's a blue one. The blue one too. And here's something funny happens. Apparently you do a little damage to all of them when you attack the blue one, because that was clearly not the purple one. Well, anyways, in the next episode, I think what we'll go ahead and do is take on the Stray Demon and the Abyss Watchers and hold off on Cathedral of the Deep. There isn't really any urgent need to go in there, so we can just wait until after we've killed the Dancer. Really, won't make a difference. So, thanks for watching. Leave a like and subscribe, and check back to see how I'm doing on my SL1.